Alright, so the deal is there's these two telehandlers for sale. They both supposedly ran about 3 years ago. I didn't get any kind of story behind them besides that. So I have really no idea what I'm getting into here, but this one appears to not have a working starter even though it looks brand new. That looks very new, but it is not engaging. So we will have to maybe come back to this one. Let's try the other one first. So the batteries that I had, they weren't really charged and they weren't really that great either, so I got another set from Tractor Supply and throw them in here and let's see what they can do. Alright, so here we are 2 months later, and it is much warmer out, which I think will help a lot trying to start this, and I have a lot more firepower with the batteries, and it's not raining, so, and I have help, so I'm really hoping that we can get this started now. Well, both of these, but we'll start with this one. I think last time the battery situation was just not great. Even the new batteries that I bought weren't fully charged, and so I actually kind of damaged those batteries from trying to use a lot of amps from them without them being charged first. So now we got a bunch of batteries, jump packs are all full, and yeah, we got some firepower now. So hopefully also with the hot weather should help turn things over a lot faster too. And the story was somebody else was actually going to buy this after I came over because I didn't come back for a while. And then they gave up on it, so now I'm here. Kinda.
If you loosen this, do this, pump this a couple times. Oh yeah, sounds like there's some stuff there. I don't know what that's all about, but what?
There's like a big hydraulic line that's disconnected underneath the seat.
Huh.
Why that would be?
It's capped right here.
Yeah, it's capped right there, and it's capped right there, and then there's another one right here that's capped. I don't know what this is. It does not look good at all, actually. I don't even know if there's any hydraulics feeding to this thing. I think that's the main hydraulics right there. Without that, I don't think there's any hydraulics.
Huh.
That would be like that. I guess the first thing is just get it started. One of them did turn over. Like, without having to put...
This one has a bunch of newer stuff on it. It's got a new starter.
Yeah, the other one does too, actually.
This has got like a new fuel thing.
Yeah.
And then I think this is like a ground. There you go. There's the fuel pump just started working. The ground is like,
Yeah, it's not even supposed
weird
to have that fuel pump because this is a fuel pump.
yeah, I pumped that a couple times.
Seems like it's got something.
There was definitely fuel going in there.
I guess now it's just a matter of, I can't remember if this thing might be I don't remember why it wouldn't. I think it's gonna have to be a screwdriver across the terminals type of thing. Was making the starter like spin really fast. Yeah, like that. I don't know why that's. For some reason, the solenoid has to get power for this to engage.
Yep. It's not really spinning that fast.
No.
Something's smoking back there.
Yeah. I almost think we should hook up this other ground over here.
Okay.
To give it a little extra ground. Try that, see if it makes any difference. I don't know.
Not really.
Kind of seemed like
It started at first. It did. No, there's not even any smoke coming out of it.
Yeah.
Scheißenheims. Well, that's promising.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound great.
Yeah, it's starting fluid.
Alright.
Alright, hold on. Give that thing a break for a second, that jump pack. Alright, so it doesn't really make sense why this is sounding like it's deadheading. Like, the starter's brand new. It should be spinning over a lot faster than that. So, down here, there's this whole valve bank here that's not even connected. It's just capped off. I'm thinking that there's no relief on the circuit right now, and that this is just deadheading right here. And that's maybe why it doesn't want to turn over. So I'm thinking, I don't know why this is disconnected, but I'm thinking about just hooking this back up and seeing what happens. Alright, so I got that connected over there. Hopefully that does something. I have no idea why that would be disconnected. That doesn't make any sense at all. That gives hydraulics to everything here. Maybe it has relief before that. I don't know. Let's see. Let's try to turn it on. Let's try to start it. All right.
Are you tight?
Yep.
Alright, let me go to shot, see if it springs up.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
You were correct, sir.
I was correct. I have no idea why they did that. I'm assuming either there was a leak somewheres and they were trying to prevent it, or somebody was trying to sabotage this thing. I don't know. That changes things a lot.
That makes it better.
I know this thing will run now. All right. Try to see if we can do it without starting fluid.
Alright, here we go.
It's got smoke.
Huh?
It's got smoke.
It does have smoke. You want to just hit that primer over there? That manual primer?
I don't even know if the thing has any fuel in it.
You may not.
Yeah, the primer feels like it's not doing anything, so I'm sure there's But then again, why would it be smoking? Try it again. I just put a little starting fluid in it.
Okay.
Yeah?
What was that?
What?
Oh, that's blew out of the
Oh, that's probably just water. Yeah, it's just water.
beer tank. Well, it runs.
Yeah. Now let's check for other. Why don't you just start looking over for things? Let's see what other kind of fluids are dripping. I see fluids over here. Something's dripping over here. I don't know what that is. Oh, that's the intake, and that's water.
What?
That's the intake, and that's water. This intake has been leaking. It's got water pouring out of the intake.
Well, that's not good.
Yeah. Well, at least it's not hydrolocked though. I don't think it has any fuel though.
Well, we're running off of something.
Yeah, I was doing starting fluid. Let's see. We got anything down here? Water. That's all water. No diesel in there whatsoever. Whoa. Yeah, that's all water. No diesel. Still no diesel. It's all water. Let's open up the fuel tank and see what's going on in there. We might have to go to the store and get some diesel.
Fuel tank is full.
Really? I wonder how much is water though.
At least that full. It looks like diesel. Smells like diesel.
Well, all the water is going to be on the bottom. Look for a drain underneath. See if there's a drain that we can get out the water.
Yeah. With a drain plug, yeah.
Yeah. It's still water. It's just nothing but water.
We can just let the water out until diesel starts coming.
This thing has still got just nothing but water. Wow. Look at all those particles in there. That is crazy.
What?
There's tons of particles coming out of this. It's still nothing but water though. It's just water and dirt. That's all there is. Gotta be another filter here, because that's not even really a filter. This thing is actually meant to take starting fluid. There's a starting fluid canister over there. It's like from the factory. What do you, is that, there's no more water?
There is no water. It's all diesel.
Huh. Okay.
Probably should have worked this.
Yeah, I think I'm down to the diesel now.
What?
I think I'm down to the diesel now.
There you go. Put it on a little more.
What? Well, let's try it again. I'm just still really curious why that was disconnected. And the problem is, the person that did all this stuff, I can't talk to him. This is a situation where this was the husband and the wife gained the property and she knows nothing about it, so I have no story behind this whatsoever, which sometimes that really helps, but that's not an option this time. All right.
Ready?
Yep. Still smells like starting fluid a little bit. All right, go ahead. I wonder if this injector pump is even on.
Well, I had it forward. It wasn't doing nothing, so.
Alright, so I just cracked open the bolts holding the top of this. This is where the fuel shutoff solenoid is. I just cracked them and there's water coming out, so that's not good. It's probably seized up inside of there and it won't move. That's why we're not getting any fuel from the injector.
It's going.
There's this tamper screw and we can't take the top of this off, which the fuel shutoff solenoid is in there. I'm thinking that's stuck, but there's this cover for a screw right here. They don't want you getting in there, and we're trying to get that off, and the muffler's right here, so it's really hard to get to that.
I think it's doing things, although I cannot see anything.
Push down as hard as you can on it.
Pushing down.
Okay.
It cracked. It's better. Good. Good sound.
Ooh.
Ooh wee.
That cannot be good.
A lot of sludge in there. I just had to close up this end.
Let me just set this here. Go turn on that fuel pump for a second.
Okay.
See if this thing is actually moving. Okay, off. Yep, that works.
I heard it click.
Yeah. Try just letting it fill up. Maybe it'll cast some of those demons out of it. Wait, hang on.
Hanging. That's weird. There's cables inside of there.
It is filling up. It's just really slow.
Okay, alright.
It should be filling up instantly. It's definitely coming out of the thing coming into it.
I got nothing coming out of that thing though.
Yeah.
Maybe I should wait a minute for that pump to bring it into there.
No, it's got to go through the injection pump to get in there. There's no way it can be coming from that. It's bone dry.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take this side cover off. Drain everything out of here. Oh, that's all water. No, at least 3/4. That's gonna take some
Extra
ass.
ball power.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Need the ham wire.
The timing covers all that is. There's the strainer right there. Where would that just go? I mean, it's definitely got stuff on it, but it's not as plugged up as I would have thought. Nothing even coming out of the return port.
Coming out of nothing.
I wonder if there's like a certain way that you're supposed to prime this or something. Alright, well, we've worked all day on this and we haven't accomplished anything, so now let's go work on the other one, see if we can get that going. Alright, so this one's a little bit weird. There's no return port, there's no return hose on here, and this fuel shut-off solenoid wire was totally cut. And the throttle's not even hooked up, so I don't know. I don't know what's going on with these things, but I know they definitely moved within the last few years. I checked Google Maps and they definitely moved, so I don't know how they moved, but something happened. So we're gonna drain the water out. I'm sure there's gonna be water because that's just open.
Oh yeah, lots of water. straight water.
I'm gonna need the
Oh, there's no pin in this throttle either.
yeah. I'm gonna need the 9/16 wrench. So at this point, I just stopped filming everything I was doing, and we left shortly after that. I just figured I really wasn't interested in these machines anymore. Both machines need a lot of work. The owner wanted $5,000 for both machines together, which I thought was a good deal until I spent 2 days trying to get them to run, with no luck. This place is an hour and a half each way to travel, and I didn't want to buy the machines unless I could actually get them running enough to at least get on the trailer. I told the owner the dilemma that I was in, and I told her since the machines won't run, that it's just too much money for me to lay out, since I would need to bring a machine to load the telehandlers. So I proposed to do some work in exchange for the machines. She said to give her some time to think about it, and about a week later, she finally messaged me back and said she would take $2,000 for both machines, plus a few hours of moving some logs around. So for $2,000, I figured, you know what, I just can't lose out on this situation, because these are worth probably almost $5,000 just in scrap. So I decided to just go ahead and pull the trigger. I'll get a machine loaded up, bring it over there. Let's try to get these machines home. So I'm gonna go attempt to pick up these machines today. We're gonna drag them on the trailer, hopefully. This is a 17,000 pound machine that I got. But the biggest issue is gonna be putting the lowboy somewhere where it's not in the road. Being able to turn in the driveway is gonna be one of the hardest things that we do. I think getting the machine on, once we get the lowboy in the driveway, is gonna be the easiest thing. It's just gonna be figuring out where to put the lowboy and not block the road, and hopefully not getting hung up.
happy. Did you stop or did it stop? That's the sweet spot right there. Oops. It's only gonna go a little bit. I think that's all you got. Things. Yep. Brakes. Is it steering, does it seem like?
Think that's good?
Yeah, you can start going forward.
If I can steer that way, I don't know. Might get the end of my steer.
Yeah, it looks like it's steering. Seems to be, yeah.
I'm like right on the edge on this side.
Yeah, you're right on the edge on both.
Everything good?
I believe so. Hold on. Yeah, it's gonna be as wide as it's gonna be as wide as the deck.
Just gonna steer from here. You good?
Yeah, just steer this way just a smidge. Steer back a little bit.
What?
Just keep going.
Check the tire. Check the back tire over here.
That back tire over there is barely on. It's on by like that much on the inside. The front one was good.
You know, this thing has crab walk, and if you put that on, if I push you, then you should be able to turn it.
Sure.
If he steers to the left as much as he can, then it'll keep it on here. Yeah, because he needs to go to the left anyways, right?
That's
Yeah,
us.
just steer to the left, Lucas. I can only go like 4 inches. Wait a minute. Hold on. Hit the brakes. This is raising up past my in other words, it's gonna fall out and it's gonna back into my cab. I need to back up and get you with my boom. So just hold the brakes and see if they'll hold you enough, and I'm gonna back up.
Seems to. Oh, hold on, you got a chain stuck to your thing here. Hold on. Turning this way. All right. It seems to be leveling out. I think you're in.
Oh yeah, I'm just above that. All right, so let's get all the way back then. I think we're in good shape here.
If you could get this so that...
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you could just move all that stuff, we'll just get it right up to that wheel well.
Yep. A little more. That's good. That's probably good. If you can go like 2 inches.
I can't hear you.
A little bit more. Go until it stops. Good.
You know, it would be really nice if you could level this body out too.
It would be. I don't know what level.
I think that's all we need. I think it's good now.
Be that way.
He's gonna just stay right there. I'll move it.
What?
I said to move this cone, he's just gonna gun it and swing right around the corner. Go for it.
Steer to the right, so I'm gonna do what I can. Yeah. Is any cars coming, Pat?
Clear both sides. Good to go. Send it.
I'm letting go now, Lucas. Yeah.
It's gonna have to pull you. He's gonna have to pull you back so you can straighten out.
Or maybe you can just.
I don't know if you
I think
can.
now I should get out on the road and pull you back to straighten you out.
That's exactly what I just said.
So just hold the
Can
brakes.
you just pull me sideways, you think?
No, this thing's 24,000 pounds. So just hold the brakes for a second and I'll pull you this way.
I think that's good. Now keep it straight. That was scary. Just keep cranking it this way. Hold your brakes. Cranking this way. Brakes. This way again. Okay, that's good. Straight.
All right, so for the work that I need to do here, they used to have like a sawmill operation going on here, but now that the husband isn't here, the wife is left with this mess. And a lot of this is from the sawmill, and these were gonna go on the sawmill. Some of these are 4 foot around, and there's some black walnut, some maple, some pine. And so what she wants me to do is knock down these so that they're lower, so that you can cut them up and take them away one piece at a time in a pickup truck, because right now they're, I don't know, 12, 14 feet in the air, so it's pretty unsafe. Like if you want to cut that log, things might fall down. So she wants me to take these down so they're more safe, so you can access them. She wanted me to just clear this area so you can back a trailer into here to remove those. And then also this pile of logs right here is mostly black walnut. She wants me to move that so that they can get a truck or trailer through here, because there's a trail that goes up through the back of the house over there. So she wants me to gather up these and stack them over here and take the smaller ones and put them over there, so that there's a path going down through the middle. So I didn't think that the Deere 80 was capable of picking up some of these logs, but I picked up the biggest one there was here and it picked it up no problem. So I don't think we'll have a problem moving any of these. It's just a matter of getting them organized.
so powerful. I don't know.
Let off very lightly.
Alright, so this is what she wanted. Just a path to go down through to get these logs out of here. Logs stacked on the side. Logs that were up there taken down so they're not so dangerous to cut up. So we're all done here. I'm gonna get loaded up and go home, and we can assess what's going on with those telehandlers now that I have them home and I have tools. actually turns okay. Alright, so I just had an idea. The one that I have not got to fire at all, this one, the one that was next to the road, could not get it started even with starting fluid, which I'm a little bit worried about. I just remembered that I never really bypassed this solenoid here to turn it over, and I think that may be something to check into. So it's like 8:30 at night, but I'm gonna try this real quick. If I could just get it to start with starting fluid, then we could work our way from there. But I just, without getting it started, at least with starting fluid, I'm a little bit concerned. So. Let me try this. I'm gonna take the jumper pack and jump it right from the solenoid. It sounds like there's compression, and it sounds like we're turning it over fast enough where even if we had low compression, it should start. So I think we'll just keep trying it. Sounded like it was trying to do something there. Hey, that's promising.
Well, what do you know?
How come it didn't do that before? I bet you it's because I disconnected the injectors, and so now they're not like spewing water in there or whatever they're doing.
Yeah.
But I still think this is going to have a stuck plunger just like the other one did. What we need to do is we need to give it some fuel. Was there a bunch of stuff?
A bunch of stuff flew out of there.
Oh, really?
My face.
Like debris?
Like mouse nest.
Huh.
Time.
Alright, I'm going to try to keep it running this time.
I think it's in gear, and stuff's flowing from somewhere. Maybe that was water.
I'm getting out of here.
Yeah, you better. We're doing dangerous stuff.
Hey, we know it moves too. What's flowing?
Something's flowing down here, but I think it's probably just water.
Alright, so for some reason this machine was stripped of its fuel filter here. Here's the line that goes to the injection pump, and here's the line that comes from the tank, and they're both just nothing. There's nothing connected to anything, and there's no filter. So what I did is I hooked up, this has a filter in it. It's not great, but it's something. And so I got diesel flowing down. I just got some spare diesel there. We just got a little bit of diesel going into the injection pump that's gravity fed. I don't know if gravity fed is enough for it, but I think so. So now let's see if the injection pump will actually do anything, or if the plungers are stuck like the other one. Well, it looks like we got 2 injection pumps with the plunger stuck. Oof. That is... Holy crap, that's full of stuff. That's full of all kinds of stuff. There's like sawdust and like debris from bugs and stuff in there.
Oh.
Man. And rust. Lots and lots and lots of rust. I don't even see anything coming in though. That's the weird thing. Like the fuel that we're supplying to it right now isn't even going in it. Should be filling it up right now. I think we got no choice but to just pull both of these pumps. Alright, so back to the original one that we got started. The one that was at the top of the property, not the one next to the road. This is the one that we got started with starting fluid first. So I would like to remove this injection pump and see if I can possibly get it working again. Maybe I can get the plungers unstuck. So I've seen some people just remove the pump and leave the shaft in the timing case, but I would like to remove the gear and remove the shaft with the pump. So I think that's really the right way to do it. But unfortunately, in order to do that, this radiator hose is in the way, so I'm going to have to drain the coolant system and remove that hose so that I can gain access to the pump cover here, or the timing cover, which has access to the gear. Okay. Guess it's really over. This is the access cover to the timing marks. Wow, you know what I'm just realizing right now is that the shaft is not turning. So that means we got a stripped gear. Because I'm turning the motor right now, and this is a rotary pump. It should be spinning around inside of here. And then also, I'm looking over here, that should also be spinning. I'm turning the motor right now, and that bolt is just sitting there. So that means that that has a stripped gear. There's something seized up inside of the pump, I'm sure. But when I turn over the engine, that threaded rod right there is not turning. That's the shaft that goes into the pump. That's not even turning. So the connection between that and the gear is no good.
now it should come out.
That's what it is. The key got sheared.
I'd say that's locked up. I don't see anything moving. Nothing.
Mike, go ahead. No. Absolutely nothing turning. Just locked up solid, which means the same thing. Another woodruff key ruined. Alright, so you can see that woodruff key is completely damaged, and so the gear was just spinning around without actually turning this. I tried to tighten this nut until I could try to turn it, and this is locked up solid, so we got to tear into this and figure out what's going on. I'm not sure whether I want to do it myself or whether I should send it out. I should send it out, but I also should learn how these work, especially since I have two of them that probably have the same problem. So there's a good chance I may tackle this myself. I'll order a seal kit, and then maybe I just need to get things freed up, mainly because there was water in here. So if I can maybe just get the rust off, maybe I can get it freed up enough to work. But there's a lot of information about these pumps online. This one is a DB4, and then the other one is the DB2, but they're very similar pumps. This is a DB4 4727 4994. But you know, just getting these freed up so that they could turn over and start on starting fluid, that's a good start. At least I know that they have compression and that there isn't some bad rod knock or something like that. Basically, that's all I know at the moment. I don't know much else. I do know that this one does drive, or attempts to drive anyways, because we had it in gear, and when we started it up on starting fluid, it did roll backwards a little bit, so we know that the transmission does something. The other one I don't know. A transmission failure on one of these would be catastrophic, because to rebuild that's not something that I've ever done, not on an automatic transmission anyways. And these are different than a regular car automatic transmission as well. And they're not really automatic, but they're just different than a standard, which I've rebuilt a lot of manual transmissions, but this is a whole different animal. So if there's something wrong with the transmission, then we got a serious problem on hand, and I might have to hire out to do something like that. But other than that, I can pretty much fix anything else on this, on both of these. But little odds and ends I got to start with, like getting a muffler for the other one, and it would probably be a good idea to get new injectors too, because the fuel lines and the pumps had a lot of debris in them, and I'm sure that went through the injectors, and it could clog up the injectors. And the good thing about these injectors are they're very cheap. I think the last time I ordered it for my other telehandler, which is a 4039, I think those injectors were only like $40 a piece or something. It's kind of stupid not to get them. But it's funny how these are the exact same machines, but yet they got two different motors. This one's a John Deere 4045DF001, which is a very common engine. And this one is it 4279, I think it is? Yeah, or 4276. 4276D1. 4276DF001. That's a slightly different engine. But the good thing about these engines are the parts for them are very readily available. They're easy to find, because these machines are like from the 80s. probably mid to late 80s, but they still made these engines well into the 90s and probably even into the 2000s. So it shouldn't be hard to find parts for them, even if they need a rebuild, which I don't think they do, because even when I was using starting fluid on this one, when I was running it for a little while, it wasn't smoking at all, even with starting fluid. I don't know, maybe that doesn't mean anything. Maybe it could smoke with diesel, but chances are if it does, it would probably be an injector problem or injection pump. But I have high hopes for these engines. I think they just sat around for a while, and I think they'll be fine. So yeah, it was a lot of work to get these. It was an hour and a half drive each way. That's with a car. With a truck, it's probably more like an hour and 45, almost 2-hour drive each way. So you figure I drove there 3 times with the semi-truck. So that's roughly 12 hours worth of driving. Plus I did all the work over there to help her out. And I also drove there twice before that with the pickup truck just to start these. And I spent most of a half a day or so. So I have a lot of hours into these machines already, but not a lot of money, which that's what I was looking for. I was just not looking to invest a lot of money into something like this. I didn't mind investing some time, but I'm looking to sell these for like 10 grand a piece when they're done. So I have some wiggle room to spend some money to fix them up. And that's really what I wanted, because you're taking a big chance when you're buying machines like this. There's a lot of things that can go wrong. Like little things add up sometimes. Like here's a perfect example right here. This slave cylinder, this is the slave cylinder for the tilt. So that makes it so that as you're raising up the boom, this pushes this rod down, which in turn makes that fork assembly go down so that it stays level all the time. So this is like a leveling cylinder. So it keeps the forks level as you're raising the boom. But look at that. There's a 1/2 inch worth of play. It's almost like there's just no bushing in there. But I don't know what that's about. Maybe I just need to put a bushing in there. Maybe that's the solution to that. But you know, little things like that add up. I could see $500 going to a machine shop and getting a bushing for that. Unless I could get the proper one for it, maybe, I don't know. But when you get involved in like these booms and the really long hoses that go in here, sometimes these hoses, they could be $500 to $1,000 a piece or more. The ones that go the length of the whole boom. So you can really spend a lot of money really quickly with these things, which is why I wanted to get them for so cheap, and I was not going to get them unless they were really cheap. Now I'll fix it to work for now, and then whoever buys it can deal with stuff like hoses. Because if it's working when I sell it, you know, all I have to do is say, hey, these hoses are all pretty old. You're going to have to replace one here and there. You know, if somebody buys a machine and they're looking for something and they're like, oh, this is my baby now, you know, and they'll do whatever it takes to keep it going. Whereas me, I'm just trying to get these things good enough to sell, and then whoever's the new owner can kind of take care of them from there. I mean, I'm not trying to rip anybody off, but I'm not trying to like go and replace every hose on the machine. It's just not economical to do that. I think even if I had a hose maker and I had all the hoses and fittings that I need, it still would not be economical to do that. You just wait to see what happens, and you know, if something looks really bad, then maybe replace it. But I'm not into spending thousands of dollars on hoses when I don't need to. So with that said, yes, both of these are for sale as of right now. I didn't list them on Marketplace or anything, but they are for sale. And so if anybody's interested in one of them, just let me know. I mean, I really wanted to fix them up first and then sell them so I can get a lot more money, but you never know. I mean, if the price is right, maybe I'll sell them the way they are. I mean, I bought them to make a profit. I didn't buy them to just sell them for a little bit more than I got them for. But it should make pretty good content to get these things fixed up, because I know they need a bunch of different stuff. I know one thing that's bothering me is I need to find a fork carriage for this one, and that involves getting the cylinder and this piece here, not just the carriage, but the whole plate that mounts onto here. This one still needs forks, but I think I can get those for around $1,000 a piece. and then I just got to get the rod that goes through there, and then that will be set. But this one needs everything. It needs the whole carriage, the forks, it needs the cylinder and everything. The guy that actually owned these still has the 8-foot extension thing for it, and I think that's what was supposed to go on here, and I'm gonna see if I can get that from him. But I think he's probably pretty mad that I got these, because he really wanted them back, but he didn't come up with the money and get them in time, so that's why I got them. But he may not give them up, I'm not sure. I have a lead on another one, but it's like $2 grand, so I don't know, we'll see. But I guess we got a lot of work ahead of us on these machines, and I could pick any point to stop, but this would probably be a good one because we know what the problem with the injection pumps is. Well, at least we know that they're just seized up. We don't know exactly what seized them up, but I'm sure it was from water being in the injection pump. Both of them, I'm sure both injection pumps had water in them for so long that they just rusted shut. So I'm probably going to attempt to take one apart and try to fix it, and if I can successfully fix it, then I'll do the other one. And so I guess that'll be in the next video, and then hopefully that'll only be a small part of the video, and then we'll continue on and address a lot of other things on these, and we'll get them in shape to sell in probably the next video, but maybe 2 more videos, I'm not sure. So I guess we'll find that out together, and I hope you guys are ready for the ride, and I guess I'll see you on the next video.